I actually found a Star Wars action figure out in the wild today, and it was one I actually wanted, and it was in good condition. Come on, I'll explain to you what I'm talking about. All right, welcome back to another episode of Paul's Collectibles. If you're new to the channel, it's good to have you. Thanks for stopping by. And if you're one of those people who views my videos regularly, I really appreciate you joining me once again. It's a pleasure to have you. Today, we're going to be talking about a figure that I actually found in a store somewhere, believe it or not. I know, try to contain your shock. If you watched my video from a couple of days ago, you'll know that I went on my first ever toy hunt. And to sum it up, man, was that a bust. I didn't find anything out there that I actually collect. I did find a couple of Black Series characters that I was interested in, but I don't collect those, so they sat on the shelf. Well, the next day I woke up early. Mrs. Paul's Collectibles had to head off to work early, so I got up with her, had some breakfast, and I found myself kind of bored. And I thought, you know what? I didn't go to any Targets, so I'm going to run over to our local Target and see if they have anything. Well, sure as everything else that happened the day before, there was nothing in there. And I thought, you know what? Now I'm going to use the double back theory. That's where you try something the first day, it doesn't work out, but then you just double right back and give it another shot. Who knows? Maybe you get lucky. So I went back to the same Walmart that had all the Black Series characters in it, because the other ones we went to had nothing. And I went back, and sure enough, the same Black Series characters were hanging there. And just about the time I was going to get upset and walk out, I happened to notice this on one of the pegs. I was so excited. I have it on pre-order from Walmart, but I found it out in the wild, and that's the first time I'd found anything that I actually collected that I was really interested in out in the wild, so I picked it up. So with that, we're going to take a good look at this new Vintage Collection Carbonized Remnant Stormtrooper, compare it to the regular Vintage Collection Remnant Stormtrooper, see what the differences are, and then when the next one comes in from Walmart, which, by the way, as soon as I got back from picking the character up, I got an email that said the one I'd pre-ordered had shipped. So I guess I'll have two. When that one comes in, we'll do a video and I'll show you the wonderful packaging that they used, and we'll get an idea if it even survived. But for now, let's take a look at this new one I just picked up today and see what we got. Okay, here he is. And this time, obviously, there was nothing to open because I found him out in the wild on a shelf, just chilling all by himself. He was the only one, and I managed to snag him up. So let's take a look here. As with the Death Trooper that was carbonized, you can see that the cards are kind of hard to see here. They're really subdued, and it's kind of an interesting way to present a character, if you ask me. The character itself, it looks like a repack of the other Stormtrooper that was used for the Remnant Stormtrooper, but as we'll compare in a moment, he seems to be distressed and weathered a little bit more as well. Down here, it's got that same sticker, Carbonized Graffite, Carbon Optic Graffito Graffite, in a bunch of different languages. Up here it says the Mandalorian, obviously, and the name pill sticks out pretty good. And if you move it around a little bit, this one doesn't seem to have a glow to it. The green was coming out of the card on the other Death Trooper figure, but this one doesn't seem to have that. There seems to be a little yellow in the picture right around in here, but that might just be because he's pictured in that dingy village at the time. And if we turn him over, you can see he is part of the Vintage Collection, as you can see right here, but once again, no Vintage Collection number up top because he's not part of the standard line, and there was only 4 of these. So this was the other one that I got from that line. Now, if we take a look at this and we compare it to the other Stormtrooper from this line, the Vintage Collection regular Remnant Stormtrooper, you can see that this one is much, much more distressed. When we get close up in there, you can see the chest, especially right around the legs in here and up and down the arms, is much more torn up than the regular Remnant Stormtrooper, which I think is pretty cool and it's pretty interesting. Although, once again, this is supposed to be carbonized. I just really don't see it, I'm not gonna lie. But there you have it. There's the Remnant Stormtrooper carbonized version from the Vintage Collection. Another one I'll be excited to add to my collection, and when the new one comes in that should be shipped from Walmart anytime now, I will definitely pull the package out and we'll take a look at how bad it is and we'll compare it to this one really fast. But that video should be pretty short. But in the meantime, thanks for joining me once again. Thanks for sharing what is the first character I have bought in a store in decades that I actually wanted and was on the list of stuff that I collect. So with that, take care. Happy collecting out there, and I'll see you on the next video.